Although my name is not Dick. And I know Dick is short for Richard, but I'm not a Richard either. I'm more of a Tom. Be a Jerry. I don't know. If you could pick your dream name, what would it be? If you could pick any name you wanted, and
we
that
should
name
be able to cook here.
Is your true name, your dream name? What would it be?
The vermilion vegetation certainly gives this realm a distinct, if somber, ambiance.
Seems like there's lots of fruit and plants that we can eat.
I also can't help but notice the ceaseless howling of the wind.
It should be easy to dry our laundry out here.
I can't tell if these two are actually...
I remember this. I want to say defense, but she looks like a magic user, so I'm going to see if I can up my elemental defense.
Done. This is sure to give the others some much needed energy.
And I should be recording this because this is for stream as well.
What's wrong, Law?
We won't have the same thing as last time.
Why do I gotta have a vitamin smoothie?
Because you've been eating nothing but meat lately. Your body needs vegetables to stay healthy.
Yeah, but does it have to be so concentrated?
It's better that way. Even if you hate vegetables, all you have to do is drink it. It's a quick and easy way to get more nutrients.
Like you're one to talk. You'll have anything as long as it's spicy.
Which that vitamin smoothie isn't. I know its taste leaves a little to be desired, but once you get used to it, it's not so bad.
This sludge isn't gonna make me less hungry.
I don't know. If you downed 10 of them, I bet you'd start feeling pretty full.
Are you trying to turn me into an herbivore or something?
If I were you, Law, I'd drink it down sooner rather than later. It's going to start tasting bitter if you let it get warm.
It's already bitter when it's cold.
Come on, Law. It's good for you. Quit complaining and drink it already.
Shion, could we talk a moment?
I don't know. I've always had a conundrum. I always, because I've never actually really met somebody who's an actual vegetarian. I guess my friend is, but I don't know. I don't feel like asking this question, but if you were a vegetarian and you were trapped on an island full of meat,
come on,
would
guys.
you eat the
We've
meat
got lots to do.
survive? Like, I asked an interesting question. Also, Bob, favorite character so far in the series? The 10 episodes, you're at 8, so you 2 more left. But out of those episodes, who do you feel is your favorite so far? I myself am a Brett man because I feel like I'm also the person who be hyping people up. The Brett man. You know, I would love to go on a cruise, but I also don't want to throw up
This is like a dream come true.
Lunch.
Never gotten to captain a ship before. Never would have thought I'd get a chance like this. Thank you, y'all.
The pleasure's all ours. Think we'll catch up to her?
Of course we will. They got too much weight on them. Meanwhile, this ship's carrying nothing but us salty scalawags. They got a good head start on us, but we can take them.
Nice.
Do you know if there are any Danans on that ship?
Couldn't say for sure. On the one hand, seeing as it's supposed to be something of another castle, I'd reckon they probably wouldn't let a bunch of Danans on board. On the other hand, I'd be real surprised if the Renans were able to pilot that thing all by themselves. In any case, it's gonna be a while before we reach her. Till then, you're all free to do whatever. Just don't fall in the ocean.
Hey, that's not for...
I know Mahar said we could take it easy, but there's not exactly a lot to do on this boat.
You gotta talk to everybody again.
Do you think Law is okay?
He's be fine.
If you're worried, why don't you ask him yourself?
Yeah. I think maybe I should apologize to him too. I should apologize to all of you, really.
Us too?
Well, I was kinda lying to you all this whole time. I was blind to everything except my own revenge. I never even considered the struggles all of you might be facing.
Back again.
We all have things we prefer to keep to ourselves, Rinwell. So what if you had something to hide? It doesn't undo the good that you've done, or the people that you've helped save along the way.
But it will be nice for you to get that
But
stick out.
that's not what I mean.
I know. You're talking about Almadria, right?
But yeah, Sabrina, if you want something
I hate her
interesting to watch,
I can't
and
stop
you
hating her.
did enjoy
Even just thinking
shows
about
like
her makes my
Regular
head feel like it's
Show,
going to explode.
Gravity Falls,
But it's not
Inside
just
Job
her.
on Netflix, 10 episodes.
I think about
Great
the way
time.
Law looked at me. I hated the Lord who killed my parents. And I hated the Renans I had to travel alongside. And yet, Cislodia's Danans backstab each other like it's a normal way of life. And Mahag Sar has people like Deadeye. But then there are people like Law and Shion. It's all just too much. I don't know what to think anymore.
Think with your heart.
Law never said that you had to forgive Almadria. It's only natural you would hate your family's murderer. But...
But what?
Law left home because of how much he hated his father. As a result of that, well... I think Law spent a lot of time thinking about how they never got to make things right. And if I had to guess, killing Ganabel didn't make any of those feelings go away.
True, true.
Law let revenge fuel him. And I think now he's afraid you'll do something you'll regret.
Afraid?
Whatever happens to Almadria when this is all over is up to you. I'll respect whatever choice you make. Just think it over carefully for me, okay?
Oh, we
You
killed
still
two.
have time.
Recruited the third. And this
Okay.
fourth one.
Thanks, Alphen.
Fourth one will be interesting.
Say, back then, after the fight, I think I really made Shion mad. I don't know, though. Maybe it just looked that way. But I guess I just can't seem to understand how she feels. Do you know why she gets like that?
Shion's...
A big softie.
She can be a tough nut to crack. She doesn't really talk a whole lot about herself.
Enjoy
It's
a
just
good
what she said
cutscene.
about hate being a source of strength. Where did that come from? I wonder how it feels, not being able to hold another person's hand.
Kind of lonely. I can feel that. I haven't had another person's hand in years. Bum, bum, bum.
Lean much further, you'll go overboard. Keeping an eye out for Almadria's ship?
I'm looking at the ocean.
The ocean?
Yeah,
Please.
the waves. They help me think.
Hakuna Matata.
This world is filled with natural wonders. The icy air and white peaks of Cyslodia, the lush green glades of Menancia, the harsh wastes of Calaglia. But Menancia has its Lake of Death, and Nias its ruins.
Mm-hmm.
And they wouldn't be there if it weren't for that contest.
Say we actually managed to put a stop to the crown contest for good. What do you think will happen between the Danans and the Renans then?
They will have to fight each other regularly.
You first.
Well, I want to believe that the coexistence we saw in Menancia can happen elsewhere too. It's insane for all of us to keep fighting. If Menancia can do it, so can everyone else.
Yeah, I think that would be good too. A world where everyone can get along. At least, that's what I've come to believe.
The ideal world.
You sure have changed.
I can't lie to you. Since I was young, I've looked down on the Danans too. But I've seen a lot. And I see things differently now. I've seen so many ugly and terrible things in this world. And yet, they didn't come from just the Danans. And the good things too. They didn't come from just the Renans. Kindness and cruelty exist on both sides. A person's race doesn't factor into it. So, I guess you're right after all.
Well, we can teach the West the what they say.
I have changed.
Aww. He can't feel pain, so he can't understand that. It's
You
probably
know,
killing him.
I've never actually touched another person like this.
Shion.
Ever since I was on Lenegis, I've always been alone. Even after I came to Dana. Always.
And now?
Aww.
Do you still not remember your past?
No. Sometimes it feels like I can almost remember. But then this mask stops me.
The mask keeps you from remembering why you have the mask in the first place. It's a little ironic, isn't it?
A mask that
A
keeps you
little.
from knowing what the mask is for. Perfect idea.
Well, it won't be long now before you're rid of those thorns, you know?
What is your purpose? To make
Only
sure no
2
one
lords
remembers why
remain.
they have you on.
And once you have their master
God.
course, you'll be able to create the Renis Alma, right? Then you can... Shion?
Sorry, it's nothing. Promise. You're right, though. It'll all be over soon. I never could have made it this far on my
Oh,
own.
will it?
I have everyone to thank for that. Including... especially you, Alphen.
I don't know,
Don't worry
but
about it.
laws of
We're friends,
JRPG, I
after
haven't
all.
fought God yet, so this can't be over.
Yeah, we are.
Because always remember the laws of JRPGs. Save a person, save a town, save a country, save the world, fight God. Haven't fought God. This can't be over yet.
You don't look so good. You all right?
The floor. It keeps moving. How can you stand it?
Oh, seasickness.
How can you even stand?
I'm not the best person to ask about discomfort. I can't feel pain, remember?
I still can't believe what happened in Niez. Even now. As a lord, my expectations for Almeidrea were already pretty low. But the way she treated human lives like they're mere playthings.
Like
yeah.
Sheep.
And it wasn't as if the situation in Niez was improving much to begin with.
You mean Deadeye?
Bye.
The whole reason I started fighting back was because of my anger at the atrocities of Renin rule. Back then, all I had to worry about was fighting the Renins for the sake of the Danans. But then I met Shion and the people of Menancia, and things became a lot more complicated. It's even messier now that we have to worry about Danans like Deadeye.
It used to be that the Danans were the ones in the right, and the Renins were the ones in the wrong. Though, maybe that was just a biased perspective from being on the side of the oppressed.
Exactly. I'll never tolerate the Renins ruling over us. But nothing ever ends up being as black and white as you'd expect it to be either.
Everything's in the gray.
That's clear to me now.
That said, even putting aside bad apples like Deadeye for a moment, you may be able to free the Danan people, but that won't undo 300 years of oppression. It'll be hard for them to not give in to their resentment. I think maybe that's why I clung to our dream so hard back in Menancia.
Even if his motivations weren't pure, Dohalim has a good heart. He didn't sink to the depths Almeidrea did.
You don't understand. I'm saying that it goes deeper than that. This hierarchy we live in, it's not solely something the Renins invented. I remember a story Rinwell once told me. She said before the Renins invaded, we Danans had our own class system. We are the ones who divided ourselves. I saw it in Deadeye's eyes. He wanted to rule over others.
To hear Bayfon tell it, Deadeye wasn't always that way.
But as time went on, and he and the Darkwings fought the Renins, he eventually changed. I guess what I'm getting at is, if we defeat the Renins but just go back to the way things were before, was there even any point in fighting?
What am I fighting
But that
for?
world isn't the one you want to create, right?
Maybe not. But to tell you the truth, these days I'm not so sure that dream is even possible.
You have your promise to Megal, though. Your home and the people of Menancia are depending on you.
I know. My brother. He truly believed in his dream of coexistence. And I suppose, even now, many people still do.
Hell yeah.
And then, there's you.
Who, me?
You and Shion.
Hey,
Sure,
Mr.
huh?
Bongo. How you doing?
Okay, then let me spell it out for you. How
Bum,
many
bum,
other
bum,
Renins
bum,
and Danans
bum,
do you know that get on as spectacularly as the two of you?
I don't know that I'd say spectacularly.
Well, I suppose it's really all a matter of how you look at it, isn't it?
I really don't see what you're getting.
I think I'm getting seasick again. Sorry. Can you
Oh,
just...
Blab, if you finish the series,
give
let me
me a
know
wide berth
when you
for a
get
few
past
minutes?
episode 10. I want to use the thing. Made it to the second city. Nice. We are...
Hold that pose long enough and
Way
someone might
past.
just come along and paint you.
Huh?
Any artist who
How are
see
you?
fit
Oh,
to paint
I'm
me
pretty good.
needs their
Today
eyes
has
visited.
actually been
What can you tell me
A-
about Almeidrea?
actually a really good
Not as much as
been
you
a
probably
blast.
wish. I only ended up crossing paths with her a
I
handful
beat,
of times after I was chosen to be a lord on
I beat one
Lennicus.
game today.
Ah, right. I
Um,
almost forgot about
two
that.
games. Well,
How
one
much do you
game
think they know
that I
about
hope
what's
was
been
coming
going
out
on
soon
down
is coming
here?
out soon, which
It's
is
safe
good.
to assume they know everything.
Another game I
Though
didn't
I know
think was
not
coming
why
out
they
was
choose to
revealed
remain
today.
uninvolved.
Is I am
Perhaps
excited
they
for
see what's
that.
been happening as just part of the ongoing
I binge
crown
watched
contest.
a new
Even
a
what
recent
Almeidrea did?
recent release Netflix show
Has it
that
really
it
reached
was
the point
really
where her
really
actions are
good
seen
and I
as
really
normal?
enjoyed it.
Not to my knowledge, no. At its core, the
So
crown contest is a competition to see who can
and
amass
I had,
the most astral energy.
I made
And to amass such
I got
energy,
some
slaves are needed to collect
classmates
it from. It's
we
therefore
formed a
against
little
the
group
Lord's interest to kill them.
to help us
So then why would Almeidrea do something like
get
that?
the homework
You must remember that time is
done.
running out
So
in the crown contest.
Day has been looking
Perhaps
up Millhouse, I
hand
guess you can
forth,
say.
so to speak. It is a way to accrue astral energy faster
And you
in
call up a
larger
new Shaman
quantities
King?
than through
I
slave
have
labor.
not yet.
Doing so kills off that labor.
That
force,
is going to be
obviously.
a winter
It is a
break
means to an end,
vacation
nonetheless.
anime.
No one could have foreseen that something like the Hollowing would arise back when the contest was first conceived.
Is becoming the Sovereign of Renna really that important to the Lords?
Of course. It's the
Oh, yeah,
greatest prize
Netflix
one
show
can
was
attain in their
honestly,
eyes.
I thought
That
it wasn't going to be
respect,
that
at
great,
I'm really not that surprised
and,
that Almeidrea
but I was
resorted to what she
surprised, and I was just like, okay, you know what? This is
despicable as it is.
actually wonderful.
It's reassuring to hear you feel the same way I do.
I worry that the only reason I never did anything similar in Menancia was due to my lack of ambition.
If you
But
didn't
Jackson,
want to be
did
reminded
you,
of your past, you could have just plugged your ears.
You think too highly of me.
Were you learning programming?
I'm
I'm sorry
afraid
for
I
the
must
parts, ready to
respectfully
catch up.
disagree.
Nice.
I'm not nearly as virtuous of a person
what
as
was
you
that?
might wish
Oh.
to believe.
If
Well, am I
that's
learning
so,
programming?
would you have been so shaken
I'm
up when
learning
Kisara lost her brother?
Python, and we're doing
Why else would
recursions,
you turn your back on your own kind and choose to fight
which
for
is
Miguel's
basically
dream? Aren't we just Danans?
using the program
A
to call
curious
back the
choice of
program.
words.
To
Did
call
what
back
you see
more
in
of the
Mahak
program.
Sar hit you that hard?
What Deadheim did to that city, he didn't
What did I do?
liberate
Oh,
anyone.
did you see the
Anyone
PlayStation
who refused to
reveal
follow him was
state
an
of play
enemy
event?
in his eyes. 300 years of Renan rule taught him nothing.
What I have come to understand is that the conflict extends beyond Danon versus Renan. There is an internal quarrel as well. I mean to bring about a true, lasting coexistence in Menancia.
You might be
There
able to
are
say
more
that, but
walls we must topple
this is
first.
just called recursion.
And you don't think you
Basically,
Well,
you make a
you seem to think
program
you
that
can, at
calls
least.
itself within the
can pull it off? Does that make
program
us enemies?
to solve
insofar
whatever
as
you're
an
trying to
exchange
do.
of swordplay, no. It
I'm
doesn't.
only excited for Star
Not
Ocean.
good enough for you?
I was
Are you
only
really-
Five Nights at Freddy
Forgive me.
is something I've been having
I
my
will continue
eye
to
on.
fight by your side a while longer. That much I have decided.
Demon Fang in this game is broken. I haven't used Demon Fang. So Demon Fang is a range attack, yes, but I don't know. I now have double Demon Fang. I just don't use it. Yeah, see, double Demon Fang. Which is cool, but you're kind of close to the enemy anyway, so it's just like, I might as well just kind of kill them.
I took a look around inside the ship just in case, but I didn't find anything that looked like
Star
it might be
Ocean is
suspicious.
what I am looking
Thanks.
forward
I
to.
appreciate
My
it.
only problem with Star
You know,
Ocean is
It
that
wasn't until I left
the
Calaglia
last
that I
Star
finally
Ocean
realized
burned
just
me
how
hard,
big the world
and
is.
now I'm
When
kind of
we
like,
tore down the wall in Calaglia,
I'm
I could
there,
finally see the
I'm
horizon in
excited
the
for
far-off
it, but
distance. I had the exact same thought.
Yeah, somehow the sea is
they've been
different,
going in a
though.
downward spiral.
I'm not sure just how to put it. It's almost as if it just
That's fate.
goes on forever.
That's fate.
I bet my
Which
old
one's
man
fate
would have been
again?
blown away by this view.
Yeah.
Ever since he died, I've been thinking about what it was that he was
The-
really
the
trying to
cruise
say
one-
to me at the end. I
So
keep
the other
going
time,
over his words again
yeah.
and again.
Well, 10 of the
And
time is
heck,
when they,
maybe
you know,
I'm
it's
just
the
overthinking
peak.
it all. But still,
Then the next
sometimes I
one
wonder
was,
if it could have turned out
Ah.
differently. If there was something I could have done.
they're trying to do
But no
too
matter
many
how much I
troops
play
for
it
that
back,
one, and it was kind
I'm
of
still
falling
no
off.
closer to finding any answers.
The one after that
And then
is
there's
just
everything
hot
with
boo-boo
Ringwell.
garbage that
I stopped her
needs
from
to
killing
be
Almeidrea.
tossed
Was
out the
that
window
really the
and
right thing to do?
forget that
Or
thing
did I
ever
just end up
existed.
making things harder for her? I feel like such a screw-up.
You're not the only one. I keep asking myself what Zephyr would have done had he been here. Like I think, how would Zephyr have handled Rinwell?
Yeah, I think he definitely
What
would
was
have
the
stopped
last
her.
one? Oh,
No doubt about it.
And that's
here we go.
exactly what you did, Law.
Star Ocean,
I think he'd be
integrity
really
and
proud of you.
faithfulness. Hot boo-boo sweat.
Zephyr's not the worst yardstick to measure ourselves against. Let's both do our best to make him proud.
Sounds like a deal. Thanks, Alvin.
Last hope, not
Wonder how much
hot
longer
boo boo
it's gonna
sweat,
be before we
but
catch up to him.
last hope
I'll ask Malavar.
really felt like they're trying to animate it up with the hotshot name of, you know, my name is Edge Melvick. Yeah, I'm just like, get your ass down. But I hope they take a learn from I hope they take
Look who's
a learn
up.
from Tales
Good
of
timing.
Arise
We're closing in on her stern as
and
we
other
speak.
series. Ooh, Philip Mobile Jeans. Probably not. I haven't decided what I'm gonna do when I get the degree.
Go gather
Honestly,
the others, will you? Think you'll be able to flank them without getting spotted?
I will
Yeah,
probably
with the
be
fog as
like
our ally, I think I might just pull it off.
maybe
As
mobile,
long as we ain't
maybe
too noisy,
programming,
we should be okay.
What'll
or
you
maybe,
do if they catch
you
on
know,
to us?
like
Not
website
much I can
programming
do.
and stuff like that.
Ship that
Maybe
size, they'll probably blow us to bits before we ready cannons.
maybe an app, maybe some software. Join Google as one of the, you know, Google.com developers. Remember, honestly, remember nothing.
Persistent little things.
I remember
Evidently, I
playing
shouldn't
a
have
lot of them,
spared
but
the wretched vermin.
Star Ocean is to the end of time is probably the only thing. Yep, you can use programming to build a website.
Hungry already, my dear?
Although there's a lot of free
Worry
programs
not,
and stuff that
for you
do
shall
it
have
for you.
plenty to feast upon shortly.
They're all people who design websites using programming.
Perfect. You managed to get us right up beside them.
She
I'll
knows
stay
we're coming.
with the ship so we can leave as soon as you're done.
Good. Then let's find Almadria.
Gonna crash this motherfucker. I probably shouldn't say that because it's this recording. Hi, YouTube, don't cancel this side. Yeah, stuff like Webflow, there's no code needed. Those are for, you know, people can make design sites that way. But there's always, you know, a professional level.
Shion, I want to thank you.
What?
Now that's what I call a ship.
Yeah,
That
the
might
biggest one in all of
somebody to code it.
Mahag-Sar. So big that it took years to construct.
For all we know, Kelzelik may well have been smuggling materials to help build it. In which case it would be yet another mistake on my part.
We don't know that she was only getting materials from Menancia.
You think it's possible that they might have come from elsewhere too?
You design websites?
Yeah. I guess
Nice.
I could see it.
But what do you think Almadria plans to do from here on out? Now that she's abandoned her realm and sailed out to sea?
She'll be filling her coffers with gold, most likely. Then she'll sit back and enjoy the show as the other lords duke it out. Or something to that effect, at least.
I wouldn't.
I don't know much what goes into
She's
web
strong,
design, but I
shrewd,
do
and
know
will stoop to any low.
that some edges
A dangerous
can
one
be
indeed.
She's not
can
the
be done
first,
using
and she
coding.
won't be the last. This is a lord we're talking about, remember?
Sounds like you've made up your mind already.
Well,
There was
graphic
never
design.
anything to decide. No one who can smile like that while doing what she did deserves to roam free.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
you're
one of
right.
those things that probably a mixture of both. Depending on what you do with it.
This might not be the best time, but if you
Yeah,
have a minute.
web developers.
That mask of yours, it was shattered by a blow from Balsef when you fought back in Calaglia, correct?
Yeah, thanks for the reminder. I thought it was a goner.
Balsef's brute